I'm reporting to you live from a bowl of gumbo, as today we're ranking New Orleans' best foods. Due to its iconic and unique dishes, New Orleans is consistently ranked as a top food destination in the world. But I know you're hungry, so let's get straight to these rankings. All right, we here in the lab, so let's get to it. A little bit different than our other tier list. First, we have must have. Second, we have definitely try it. Third, we have maybe try it. And of course, fourth, pass. So with that being said, let's start with alligator. Now, to be honest, taste-wise, alligator is just a more chewy version of chicken. However, the thing that I like about alligator is that it's an apex predator. Think about it. If we eat meat, it's, chickens, cows, pigs, right? Of course, shout out to my vegan homies. But how often can you say that you've had an apex predator? Because an alligator is the only thing that you'll probably eat that can and will eat you. However, with that being said, it's usually an appetizer. So I'm just going to actually put alligator and maybe try it. Maybe try it. Next, we have barbecue shrimp / shrimp and grits, right? So this is a very good dish, right? It's actually not barbecue. It's like a special type of seasoning. I'll be sure to add like the actual description of the food, but it's a very good, it's a great brunch item. So if you ever catch yourself going to a brunch, definitely check out either barbecue shrimp or shrimp and grits. So we're gonna put that and definitely try it. Next, we have beignets. Oh man, them powdery sugar donut funnel cakes, right? This is a big time item when people come out to New Orleans. This is definitely what they're looking for. And I like beignets. Locals still eat beignets. Yeah, this is one of the things that you could try, right? Anywho, so so beignets can serve as a dessert or a breakfast or a snack, right? So it has a lot of utilities and they're good, very good. So I'm gonna put beignets in a must-have. You almost can't come to New Orleans and not have some powdery, sugary beignets. Next, we have an item called Boudin, which probably not too familiar for most of you if you're not that familiar with this area. But Boudin it's more of a Cajun dish. Very good though. Very good. If you're going to like the countryside, I would raise this to definitely try it. But if you're just gonna stay in New Orleans, I'm gonna put Boudin in a maybe try it. Next, we have crawfish. Oh, man, boiled crawfish is so good. Now, it is a seasonal item, but crawfish is definitely a must-have. You gotta come during the season, right? You can get some crawfish all season. It's probably gonna be from China, but if you come during the season, which is usually from it ranges, let's say from January to June is when you can get you some fresh boiled crawfish, man. And this is easily a high must-have. Next, we have crab cakes, which I recommend do not get crab cakes in New Orleans. Now, if you're in the DMV area, DC, Baltimore, Virginia, yes. Crab cakes, is a must-have. But in New Orleans, not so much. And I've yet to really have a good crab cake in New Orleans. So don't waste your time and money getting a crab cake. So with that said, our first pass of the day. Next, we have Etoufee. Now, Etoufee means smothered in French, right? So it's like a smothered gravy type of dish. Usually you get crawfish etouffee, but you can also do shrimp etouffee as well, right? But let's just stick with crawfish etouffee. Very, very good. It's kind of like, it's like gumbo light, right? So it's not as like saucy or liquidy as gumbo, but still very good. So you can get etouffee also as an appetizer, as a dish, and a lot of restaurants will do like a platter, right? Where you can try like 3 different types of like dishes. With that being said, I'm going to put etouffee and the definitely try it behind the barbecue shrimp and grits. Next, we have fried fish. Now, the way they fry their fish in New Orleans is a little bit different than other places. I'm from Los Angeles, so we prefer like a more of a crispy type of fry, but it's still good. The contents are good. The seafood is usually fresh. So you can get fried seafood, fried fish, fried oysters, right? And it's really good. A really good place to check out is Dini's, where they literally do like a mountain of fried fish. So definitely something you can share with the family or with a group of people. But with that being said, because it's New Orleans and it's known for its seafood, I'm going to put fried fish or fried seafood and definitely try ahead of crawfish at Etoufee. Next, we have fried chicken now. Now, there's a lot of great fried chicken spots in New Orleans, right? Ranging from like sit down, white tablecloth establishments to gas stations. But depending on where you're from, fried chicken might not be a priority for you. So with that being said, I'm going to put fried chicken and maybe try it. At the top of maybe try it. Now, again, there's some great fried chicken spots in New Orleans, but depending on where you're from, fried chicken just might not be a priority for you. All right, we're halfway through. So you know what that means? It's halftime. Make sure to check out our website, www.airworthytours.com, where you can take full immersive 360 virtual tours of the world's most popular destinations. For instance, with our New Orleans tour, you can go from the French Quarter to the swamps to the cemeteries. Each tour comes with a narration as well as music and sound effects to really immerse you into the scene that you're seeing. So check out www.airworthytours.com. All right, we're back and let's get right back into it with one of my favorite entries, Gumbo. Now, Gumbo is probably the most popular New Orleans dish ever, right? There's all types of gumbo, seafood gumbo, chicken and sausage gumbo. You can do a vegetarian gumbo. You can have gumbo in the winter, in the summer. Doesn't matter. It's always good. It's always going to be something in high demand, right? So with that being said, gumbo is a must-have entry. Yeah, I'm getting distracted just thinking about it. I'm about to get some probably today, right? So gumbo at the top spot of must-have. Next, we have jambalaya. As far as reputation, jambalaya is up there with gumbo, but it's mostly a side dish out here. Like, there's very few places where people's like, "Oh, I need that jambalaya," right? So it's mostly a side dish. There's a couple places that do have a good jambalaya, or dirty rice too. So it's like jambalaya, dirty rice. I'm kind of putting them along that same like side dish entry. So jambalaya, I'm gonna have to put in pass. Ahead of crab cakes though. Ahead of crab cakes. If you were to get jambalaya right, maybe get like a New Orleans platter that you can get at some of these restaurants. That's the only way I would recommend it. But by and large, it's mostly a pass. Ooh. Next, we have oysters. Man, another one. Oysters. Oof. So I mean, there's fried oysters, raw oysters, and char-grilled oysters. We're gonna focus mainly on char-grilled oysters. If you go to a restaurant that specializes in oysters in New Orleans, the smell. You're going to know immediately by the smell. But yeah, so char-grilled oysters are, that is a must-have. That is definitely a must-have. Yeah, so char-grilled oysters will must-have. Next, we have something called a muffuleta. And I'm sure most of you guys have not even heard what a muffuleta is, right? But it's basically some Italian sandwich. I'll add a description of what the sandwich actually is, but I've never heard anybody say, I want a muffuleta. I'm craving for a muffuleta. I ain't never heard that before. So with that being said, we're going to put that in pass. Still ahead of crab cakes, but we're going to put that in pass. The only time I've eaten a muffuleta was at a corporate party, like a Christmas party. That's the only time you can catch me eating a muffuleta. Next, we have the po' boy. Oh, man. Now, there's definitely some good po' boy spots, but I kind of have a hot take about po' boys. I think the LA po' boy is better than the New Orleans po' boy. I said it. Here's why. A lot of po' boys in New Orleans have a very tough bread, right? So they got really thick French bread, right? So much that some of the items can get lost in the sandwich, right? I mean, I've had po' boys where I had to do like an alligator like death roll to like rip it apart, right? As opposed to the LA po' boy, which usually has a smaller, like a thinner bread, still a French bread, but a little bit thinner. But they also butter their po' boys. If you think I'm lying, check out York and Orleans in LA or Uncle Darrow's. But with that being said, I still have to put the po' boy in definitely try it. You know what? I'm gonna put it at the top of definitely try it. It is something that you have to try in New Orleans, right? I'm not gonna take it away. But if you've lived there for a long time, if you've kind of been around the place, it's something people really don't go out their way to get a po' boy when you live in New Orleans. But if you're visiting, it's definitely a must try. Next, we have red beans and rice. Definitely a classic, but it might not be for everybody. So I don't know where I would put this one. It's either going to be definitely try out or maybe try it. And I'm going to put it in, I'll put the top of maybe try it just because it's such a unique dish, but it can range as an appetizer or as a main dish as well. But like again, it might not be for everybody. So I'll put at the top of maybe try it. Next, we have redfish. Now, redfish is a big time delicacy in New Orleans and the Gulf Coast. Very good, but it's probably gonna be on your more expensive side of dishes. If you're going to a nice restaurant, I would highly recommend getting the redfish. I mean, you can get steak anywhere. You can get lamb chops anywhere, right? But if they got redfish on the menu, I would highly recommend getting that if you're going to like a real fine dining experience. So with redfish, I'm going to put in definitely try it at the end of definitely try it. Just because it's such a niche kind of dish. Ooh, kind of right. And last, we have softshell crab. Man, softshell crab is really good. Now, it differs from the crab cake, right? I don't know what the difference is, right? Because it's the same crab that you find in the Chesapeake, right? In the DMV area. But crab cakes out here are trash. But softshell crabs are really, really good. Not every place does it too. And again, I'm going to put descriptions on where you can find some of these dishes for each dish. But crab cakes are a definitely try it. I'm going to put it after Etoufee. So definitely try it for softshell crab. I know you hungry now. So if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comment sections. I had a couple of hot takes in there. So, if you disagree or if you agree, let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and we're going to catch you on our next video.